Well, Ray's going to be at it again. So I'm right at about 200 milliliters of muriatic acid. That was my real pretty, here, let's see if we can get a better view of it, my real pretty 1 ounce or 33 gram bar of gold. But it just didn't have quite the right color. I didn't like it. And then I got my 3 gram button in there. And since I already sold this to my brother, and it was a pretty bar, and then I started hammering it up, making it ugly. But now I'm going to go ahead and refine it down and make it pretty again. And I'm going to make damn certain it's all nice and pure. So I'm going to have my 200 milliliters of muriatic acid. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to about 140 degrees. And then I'm going to start adding the nitric acid. It should take roughly about 30 milliliters of nitric acid, and it should dissolve. But it's going to take a while to dissolve because it's not in bits and pieces, so we'll see how it goes. This ought to be interesting. It might take a couple of days to get this done. Okay, it's 5:15, and I went ahead and, since it says this is only 20% hydrochloric, this is only 20%, went ahead and bumped it up to 250 milliliters, which is more than enough hydrochloric acid to do it. And I've just added 10 milliliters of nitric and about a half a millimeter of sulfuric. And we got the heat on it. We'll come back in about half an hour and see check the temperature and see the reaction. Okay, it is now 6:15, 6:20. See if I can get a good close-up view of it. The gold is definitely reacting, and I now have 15 milliliters of nitric acid in it. And let's see, temperature. 192 degrees. 197 degrees. Pretty color. This is going to take a long time to dissolve because it's in big pieces. Well, it is 7:15, and I should have smashed that small button up better than I did, because the large flat chunk of gold is gone, but the little button is still sitting there. And about looks like almost 50 milliliters of the solute or water is evaporated off, a little bit more than that. But we're still reacting on the little button, and it's 7:15. Well, guys, I had a little malfunction late last night. My Pyrex broke on it. Thankfully, I had a containment catch basin underneath it. There it is. So now I got to clean up that mess. Okay, I'm dissolving my sodium sulfate in some water. I'm going to get it warm so it dissolves a little faster. Here's my material. Turn cloudy around the top just because I use the distilled water to rinse the filters off so much. I'll do the SMB drop here as soon as I get the SMB ready. Okay, time for a little bit of magic. Let's see if I can get this right. You guys can see it good. All that turning brown is the gold. Should be more than enough SMB to go ahead and drop every bit of the gold. And now, we just let it sit. Okay. Well, it really kind of looks a little bit cloudy, but it's not. The gold spooge is settled out. So I've got a glass waste canister, my ceramic teacup holder, and a Makita filter number 4. All ready to rock and roll. Good time to strain it out and put the gold in the filter. Okay, we're getting right down to the nitty gritty. You'll see there's kind of bands on the outside edge of the glass, and there's the gold spooge. And there's the gold fluid. So a little bit of fluid to drop off. That's nice and clean. I've not been forcing it. So we'll get the rest of that spooge in that filter here in a few minutes after it dries down. And there it is. 35.1 grams. Haha, good times.